From a distance, the best dictatorship looks almost boring. The streets are clean, the trains are on time, and the crime statistics are so low they're enviable. Foreign journalists call it efficient, investors call it stable, and tourists post photos of glittering skylines and immaculate parks. They wonder, half joking and half serious, if democracy might actually be overrated. But life inside this kind of system isn't lived in panoramic shots taken from hotel balconies. It's lived at ground level, in a constant negotiation between comfort and control, safety and silence. Imagine waking up here as an ordinary citizen. Your apartment is small but modern. The electricity never goes out. Hot water flows, the elevator works, the internet is fast. On the wall, a flat-screen TV quietly cycles through a government news channel. It's all upbeat reports about economic growth, massive infrastructure projects, and the latest speech from the leader. His portrait hangs in almost every public building, always smiling, always framed just above eye level. You're used to him, he's been there your entire life. Your alarm isn't an old clock. It's your phone. And your phone is the central nervous system of the dictatorship. A single super app handles almost everything. Paying your bills, booking trains, logging into work, even scheduling doctor's appointments. It's frictionless, it's incredibly convenient, and it's logged. Every single bus ride, every purchase, every location ping quietly builds a detailed portrait of who you are, where you go, and who you meet. You don't wake up thinking, I'm being watched. Most mornings, you don't think about it at all. That's part of the genius. You leave for work. The subway is spotless. You swipe your phone to enter the gate. Another data point. At the office, you log into your work terminal, and the company's internal software monitors your activity. It's not about spying on you personally, they say. It's about productivity optimization. Your day is filled with meetings where everyone agrees, at least outwardly. Voicing a truly dissenting opinion isn't something you do. It's not forbidden exactly, but it's risky. A bad idea. You don't know what the consequences might be, but you know there will be consequences. Maybe it's a lower social credit score, which could make it harder to get a loan or buy a train ticket for your holiday. Maybe it's a quiet word from your manager. Maybe it's just the sudden coldness from colleagues who don't want to be associated with you. The system doesn't need to use brute force when social pressure works so much better. The silence is self-policing. Lunchtime, you meet a friend. You talk about your families, the new movie that just came out, your vacation plans. You avoid certain topics. You don't discuss the leader's policies, not in any real depth. You don't mention the news article you saw on a foreign website before your VPN was blocked. You both know the lines without ever saying them. The conversation flows around these invisible walls, a dance of unspoken rules. This is the background radiation of your life. A low-level, constant awareness that certain thoughts are for inside your head only. After work, you scroll through social media. It's a clean, bright, and positive space. Influencers post about government-approved tourist spots. Celebrity scandals are rare and quickly scrubbed. Online arguments are mostly about pop culture, not politics. The algorithm feeds you content that is engaging but safe. It's designed to keep you happy, distracted, and within the lines. The real genius of this system is that it doesn't always feel oppressive. It often feels like a well-managed service. It gives you safety, stability, and unparalleled convenience. In return, it asks for just one thing: your quiet compliance. The trade-off is seductive. You get a comfortable life, free from the chaos and crime you see on international news. But the price is a piece of your own mind. It's the freedom to be difficult, to be wrong, to be messy, to be fully human. From the outside, it looks like a utopia of order. But from the inside, it's a gilded cage, one where the doors are open and the bars are nearly invisible. And the most chilling part? Most people aren't trying to escape. They're busy enjoying the comfort of the cage. Walking to work, you feel safe, incredibly safe. Cameras are everywhere on lampposts, inside the subway, at your office entrance, even in your own apartment lobby. Parents love it. They say their kids can walk to school without fear. Street harassment is practically non-existent, and vandalism is a story from another era. But beneath this veneer of perfect safety lies a heavy truth. One you've learned to ignore. The state doesn't just see crimes, it sees everything. This isn't your grandfather's dictatorship. The propaganda isn't grainy black and white footage of marching soldiers. It's glossy billboards of smiling families under slogans about unity and progress. It's the catchy pop song on the radio where the lyrics, if you listen closely, praise national strength and collective duty. It's the sitcom where every problem is solved by remembering that the system works, the leader cares, and those who ask too many questions are just selfish or confused. You have a good job in a sleek, modern office. The pay is steady, the healthcare is reliable, and the benefits are better than what you hear about in many so-called free countries. Each morning, your company intranet greets you with a curated newsfeed, positive economic updates, patriotic stories, and gentle reminders about online responsibility. HR holds mandatory trainings, not just on workplace safety but on information hygiene. You click through digital forms, promising not to share destabilizing content. Most of your colleagues do it without a second thought. A few might share a quick knowing eye roll when they think no one is looking. Politics here isn't a fiery debate. It's more like background music, always present but turned down low enough to ignore. Yes, there's a parliament, technically, and there are local elections, technically, but all the candidates toe the same line. Everyone knows the real decisions are made in polished, inaccessible rooms, far away from public view. You're allowed to complain, of course, but only about the small things: a late bus, a park that needs a new bench. You just can't ask the big questions. You can't ask why the same faces make all the important decisions, year after year, with zero risk of ever losing power. This is the trade-off. You give up a certain kind of freedom, the messy, unpredictable kind, for something else: order, stability, and a profound sense of security. You can build a life here. You can raise a family. You can have a career. All you have to do is accept the silence. You just have to learn not to listen too closely to what it's hiding. You have to forget that the price of this perfect order is a part of yourself. You learn to live in the quiet because the alternative is a noise you can't afford to make. Is it worth it? Ever wondered what it's like to live inside the best dictatorship? It's not what you might imagine from old movies. There are no soldiers on every corner, no overt signs of oppression for most people. The contrast is sharpest online. When you open social media, it looks just like yours. Memes, influencers, trendy food videos. The real difference is what's missing. You won't see viral clips of protests, because large protests either don't happen or the footage never reaches your feed. You rarely find serious criticism of the government. Not because people don't have complaints, but because everyone instinctively understands the invisible lines. You can joke about the long queues at the licensing office, but you never joke about the leader's family. You can rant about your boss, but you never rant about the party. These aren't rules from a handbook. They're learned from whispered stories. A cousin who lost their job after a sarcastic post. A neighbor who was quietly invited for tea by security services after signing an online petition. You don't personally know anyone who has vanished, but you know someone who got into trouble. Mass terror isn't necessary when selective, targeted punishment works just as well, creating a population that has learned to stay inside the lines. And yet on the surface, life goes on. It's bustling. Restaurants are busy, movie theaters are full, and shopping malls glow late into the night. Friends meet, families argue, couples fall in and out of love. People dream about their careers, about traveling, about buying a bigger apartment. The dictatorship's greatest strength is its ability to let most people live almost normal lives, as long as they don't question the non-negotiables. The absolute supremacy of the ruling party, the myth of national unity, and the infallibility of the leadership. The education system plays a quiet but crucial role in this. From a young age, children learn a carefully curated version of history. The narrative is always the same. The nation was weak and humiliated until the current system rescued it. Textbooks are filled with examples of chaos and corruption in other countries, contrasting them with the order and growth at home. By the time students graduate, many genuinely believe that imperfect stability under a firm hand is better than the unpredictable risks of freedom. It's a belief that isn't entirely irrational, especially when the only images of democracy they see are of riots and conflict. They never see the parts that work, the debates, the peaceful transitions of power, the accountability. Inside this system, private and public life are always brushing against each other. In your own living room, with the curtains drawn and the TV volume low, you might feel free to joke a little more, or watch a banned documentary passed around on an encrypted drive among trusted friends. You might follow a foreign news site using a fake account, or read critical essays that would never be published locally. But this is a calculated risk. You have to choose who you trust with extreme care, and you learn not to push your luck. Just 2 or 3 wrong moves can make your world shrink incredibly fast. A travel permit denied. Job opportunities that suddenly dry up. A mysterious tax investigation. Or that dreaded knock at the door. Outsiders who visit often praise the system for its efficiency and order. They see the gleaming skyscrapers and the high-speed trains. They don't see the trade-offs. They don't see that second life, that double awareness that everyone carries with them. For those living inside, the question isn't whether this is the best dictatorship. The real, more haunting question is, best compared to what? And for how long? Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this.